All right, bun on the plate. Hey guys, it's Carla. I'm here in the Bon Appétit Test Kitchen today with WWE Superstar Braun Strowman. And today we have 20 minutes to make lobster rolls. And we are going to see if Braun can follow along with me through verbal instructions only. How do you feel about lobster?
I like them in my belly.
Awesome. On a count of 3, we're just going to turn around and start cooking.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm nervous.
Great. You're nervous. The lobster should be nervous, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so on a count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
3.
All right, so we've got our partially frozen lobsters here. I want you to just pick them up. He should show some signs of being alive, but they're like a little stunned.
Okay.
And you've got a pair of shears on your cutting board. Let's just get rid of these rubber bands.
So is he going to pinch me now?
I doubt it. He's kind of like lazy at the moment. All
All
right,
right.
let me know when your rubber
Rubber bands are removed.
All right, so grab if you need it, a kitchen towel. We're gonna get this pot of salted boiling water open.
All right.
And then lobby's just going straight in. All right, dispatched.
Drop them in the deal?
Drop them in the deal.
Sorry, brother.
Gotta go. Does that bring up any feelings?
I'm a carnivore. Sorry for everyone that doesn't like that.
Okay, so now you've got a little timer on your station.
All right.
Hit the minute button up to 8. And then while that is going, we're going to make homemade mayonnaise. So grab the bowl with the egg with the lemon. And
So
then,
the littler of the 2 bowls.
And then you can take the lemon, just set that aside for a sec. And grab the egg. Have you ever separated an egg before?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So separate the egg. I want the whites to end up in the smaller bowl and the yolk to end up in the bigger bowl. Now, where are you separating eggs?
In the ginormous caloric intake that I need to fuel this meat castle, I have to eat a lot. And unfortunately, eating a dozen egg yolks every day is not necessarily good for your cholesterol. So I learned how to strain them apart.
In the little metal container, I want you to find the microplane.
Which is like
looks like
funky
a
looking potato peeler.
No, it looks like a very fine-toothed grater.
This looks like a potato peeler.
That's not the one.
Oh wait, in this
In
thing.
the bin, yeah, the bin with the tongs.
The grater with the rubber handle that says microplane on it.
That's the one.
All right.
All right, so you've got your lemon, you've got your grater. I want you to finely grate about half of the lemon into this egg yolk.
Into the big bowl with the egg yolk, half of the lemon zest.
Half the lemon.
Roger that.
Can I ask how many calories a day we're consuming?
Right now, I probably eat around 7,500 to 8,000. When I was competing in World's Strongest Man contests, I would eat around 15,000 a day.
That's a good day.
But I was also 420 pounds, and I'm like 355 right now.
Oh,
you know,
kind of light
trimmed
right now.
down to my svelte body weight that I am now.
That's what I thought when I saw you.
You said a half of this thing?
Half of that guy.
Eh,
and then
looks like half.
Kind of the half that you zested, if you went, whatever, cut the lemon in half.
Cut the lemon in half.
Cut the lemon in half, and then find from that same bin, there's like a lemon squeezy. It opens up, it's yellow.
All right, so we're going for half the lemon juice.
Half the lemon.
One half.
Over, yeah, half the lemon right into your egg yolk. And then that lemon half goes into the garbage bowl. We might need the zester later, so just put that on the tray. And then I want you to find the whisk. Have you ever made a homemade mayonnaise or aioli before?
Nope.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Whisk.
And so whisk together the egg yolk, the lemon juice, and the zest. Add a pinch of salt, which should be right up front. And just when you feel like that's all well combined.
Forgot, my fingers are bigger than yours, so it's probably a half a pinch of what you're doing.
Oh, okay. I like it pretty salty.
Okay.
All right, so then grab the measuring cup that's got the oil in it. And so the secret to making mayonnaise from scratch is that at the very beginning you have to add your oil very slowly as you're whisking.
And I'm whisking this whole carafe, I guess it would be, of oil.
Yeah, but we're going to start literally drop by drop. Send a couple drops over the edge right into that yolk mixture.
Yep.
And then just whisk it in, make sure it's in there. Really like a few drops. This is going to draw out your patience. Would you describe yourself as a patient person?
No.
How would you describe yourself?
I already have an arm pump from trying to hold this and do it slowly. I'm more of a force kind of guy than a finesse person.
All right, so let's just go thin, steady stream.
There's this much oil in mayonnaise? Is oil like the main ingredient in mayo?
Pretty much.
I didn't know that. I just know it tastes good on sandwiches.
People who don't like mayonnaise, you just can't trust them. Now I am also feeling, lobster time. You can stop whisking and stop pouring.
All right.
Grab one of these tongs.
Long tongs?
Long tongs. And then get this guy open. Give me a visual on your lobster.
Do you want to see it?
I do. Just lift it up. You have to tell me what it looks like.
It looks like...
I'm not allowed to turn around.
It's red.
Bright red?
Bright red.
So throw it on the little sheet tray that's on the other side of the pot, and we gotta finish our mayo. But this is good. We need the lobster to cool down a bit.
All right.
All right. Back to whisking?
Back to whisking.
Back to whisking.
Whisking away again on a cooking show.
Whisk, whisk, pour, and get the rest of this oil in here. And then we're gonna season it up. Kind of like a tartar sauce vibe. Where'd you grow up, Braun?
I grew up in a little town called Sherrills Ford, North Carolina. It's about 45 minutes northwest of Charlotte, North Carolina. I grew up on Lake Norman.
Let me know when all your oil's in.
Oh, it's been in. I'm just whisking away.
Really? You're done?
I'm so done.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's give it a taste, actually.
All right.
Lemony.
Lemony.
Salty enough?
Maybe a pinch more.
Yeah, pinch more. Same. So now I want to peel the stalk of celery. So now grab that Y-shaped peeler that you were talking about before. We're just going to peel the stringy part of the celery.
I never knew you could skin the strings out of them because I always eat them and they get stuck in my teeth.
There you go. All right, so then with the larger of those two knives, I want you to, going lengthwise, just cut very thin strips of the celery. You only need like 2 or 3 really long, thin strips.
2 or 3 long, thin strips.
Yeah. So now just line them up next to each other like little celery soldiers. All right, so going crosswise and keeping your cuts pretty close together.
How little pieces, big pieces?
Tiny little dice. Because, I don't like to bite into a big piece of the celery in my lobster roll, but I feel like a little crunch is nice. So when you've got, 3 tablespoons worth, we're going to add that to the mayo. How are you on celery?
I got it all chopped up.
Dude, let's go right into the mayo.
All right.
And then we're going to basically do the exact same thing with one of the pickles. You got a jar of pickles on your station.
All right.
Spear a pickle.
Spear
and then
a pickle.
We only need probably half of this pickle. You can put the other half on the plate with the potato chips. We'll eat that with our lobster roll. And then same thing, just go lengthwise, thin strips, and then crosswise into little bits. Enjoy pickles?
I do. They're good, I feel like, when I get a little dehydrated, I'll eat some pickles and it'll help rehydrate with the sodium and potassium that's in the cucumber.
All right, let me know when you're done with your pickle. And then we're just going to chop up some of the dill that's on that same tray. All right, you have your dill?
Dilled up.
And then just go chop crosswise. Don't have to be super crazy about it, but finally chop the dill about, a tablespoon or a teaspoon's worth, and then add that to the mayo. And then we're going to stir it together and give it a taste. Find a small spoon and just stir this together, and then we'll give it a taste and see what it needs.
Let's see. Ooh.
We got a little vinegar from the pickle, but I'm just going to add a couple dashes.
Splashes of vinegar?
Yeah, I feel like it cuts the richness of the mayo. And then the one thing about this mayo is it's pretty liquidy, so it's got to sit on ice while we deal with our lobster.
So we need to put it on ice so it coagulates?
Okay, aioli on ice, or mayo, I keep calling it aioli. So you've got a skillet over here with a lobster roll in it, or
Check.
a bun, and a little dainty little brush with some softened butter.
Check.
I just want you to pick up some of the butter and brush that on the outsides, the 2 outer edges of the bun.
On the outside edge, like the cut part?
Exactly. Both sides, because you got to have a toasted bun.
Oh, without a doubt.
All right, 1 buttered side down, and let's grab this whole setup with the lobster.
With the big tray, little tray?
The whole thing.
All right.
We have a couple tools. You got a lobster cracker, you got a lobster mallet, and the toothpicks are really there just to poke the lobster meat through the shell. So I want you to pick up the mallet and actually just reach behind you and hand that to me. Cool. Awesome. I'm going to use a mallet. You're probably not going to need one.
Nope.
All right.
That's what I got these hands for.
All right, first just twist the tail away from the body. And then take the claws away from the body, like where they meet the body. Cool. And then put the guy's head. So your big tray is kind of going to be like the shells and the waist.
All right.
And we're going to try to keep the meaty part of the meat on the little tray.
All right.
Okay, so then with the claws, just break the arm away from the claw. And then I find it easiest to take the, I guess it's the thumb part of the claw, pull that out, and then just kind of crack it, push it away. Did you crack your lobster claw already?
With my hands.
All right. All right, so we're just getting the meat. That's what's happening now. Oh, you've definitely done this before.
That one got me in the face. In the face.
Let me know when you're ready to get into that lobster tail.
Oh, get into it?
Yeah.
I was about to say, mine's already peeled.
Almost there. All right.
I feel like I need to de-poop this guy.
Wait, did you get into the tail already?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm already done with my lobster. You're just giving me such good instructions.
I just think you know your way around a lobster.
Well, that and just I learned at a younger age, it's always best to listen to the women that talk to you. It makes life simpler.
I knew you were smart. So now, if you have your shells on one part of the tray and the meat on the other,
yep.
We can get rid of the shells. Get rid of that whole kit and caboodle. And we're just going to cut the lobster meat up. Using the cutting board and the big knife, I want you to cut the lobster into like 1/2-inch pieces. All of it. Although if you want to leave pieces of the claw a little bit bigger so you can see them, that's fine with me. All right, let's grab the mayo off the ice. And grab the other, there should be a large like empty bowl.
Yep.
Get your lobster meat in the big bowl. And then there's a big spoon, and then a few spoonfuls of the mayo into your lobster meat. And stir that around to like very generously dress it. All right, wipe down your board, grab the old bun. Is she toasty?
Oh yeah.
Toasty 2 times. And then just grab the, just so you have it nearby, the plate with the chips and the pickle.
Correct.
And load up your roll. Some people just do the New England style drawn butter, but I don't know.
I like them this way.
All right, bun on the plate. That's it. Tell me when you're ready.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Then let's do it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. She's gorgeous. Looks amazing.
Yours does too.
It's perfect.
I tried to be fancy and put the claws on top.
I like that. Presentation. You want to know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real live lobster. Wow. Perfect.
Oh, you cut your pickle differently.
Oh, it's okay. All right, let's switch.
All right.
Cool.
Bon Appétit.
Exactly. I'm glad we could play a part in your caloric intake today.
No, thank you.
I feel honored.
I'm glad you talked me through cooking my first lobster and making my first mayonnaise. So,
first time for everything. There were a lot of places to mess up.
Cheers.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Napkin?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Would I be a good wrestler?
I think so. The way you just led me through this, I feel like you could lead someone through a match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for jumping in the ring with us. Maybe next time I'm down in your neck of the woods, I'll jump in the ring with you.
Look me up.
Okay. It's a plan.